So after my last video that I did, it looks like I'm gonna have to go and take back everything that I said just about, because Todd Grisham did an interview on Behind the Gloves today and he talked about ESBC, and man, was there a lot of stuff to kind of chew on. So get ready. So it looks like next month is going to be a big month for, man, fans and Steel City Interactive. Basically, like, there is so much stuff that's going to be coming next month that even Todd Grisham himself in the video, which is the link is going to be down in the description, also said that next month is going to be a big month for them. During the interview, he talked about a couple of things, and I want to highlight certain things in there. So one of the things, and this was something that we just recently talked about, was he said that there's going to be a 10 to 15 minute gameplay, brand new exclusive gameplay trailer. He said with things that have been looked at and fixed and upgraded over the past 3 to 4 months. Now that's a lot, especially when you look at some of the criticism that Esports Boxing Club has gotten, and recently criticism from even just as recent as the things that we saw at E3. So that in itself is probably going to be huge, because one of the things that I'm expecting, now he didn't confirm it, but one of the things I'm expecting is that we will see like what it's like, the controls of the clinch system. I'm hoping all of this stuff is in there together. Referees, all of that good stuff. I hope all of that is 10 to 15 minutes is a long time. If you think about some of their other gameplay, the alpha gameplay was about that long. The character creator was about that long, and each one of those videos have given us a good deal of information. So man, whenever they say 10 to 15 minutes, these guys usually pack a lot of stuff into 10 to 15 minutes. So please, everybody be ready for that, because I know I am. All right, so another thing, Todd talked about another fighter announcement show. So I mean, you get a guy like Canelo Alvarez, and then hey, the boxing world hears, and then, you know, everybody wants to be in. There's no telling who they are talking to. Todd had already gone out and said that if you really can think about him, we've probably talked to him already, which, mind you, a plug for myself, this is actually going to be my next fighter interview. So I just want to kind of throw this out there real quick. So please be expecting that. But yes, Todd says, look, if we've talked to him, then if you could think about him, we've talked to him already, right? Who's in the game versus who we have given contracts to, or who is waiting to sign in still. Those are two different things. He elaborates on that. So check out the video. And I mean, he's got a lot of information in there when it comes to that part of, look, when it comes to signing fighters, that portion is always going to be tricky, because as you guys saw from, especially when I talked to Jamel Herring, the things that they do and the things that they discuss, the way that they break down their contracts and stuff like that, everybody's not the same. When I did the interview with Sulim Mabina, she basically said that she had gotten a contract, she wasn't happy with the contract, and then spoke to SCI and them guys, and then finally got a contract squared away to where she said, okay, now I'm comfortable with signing on. So every fighter is always going to be a work in progress. When it comes to the contractual side of things, we know that just like boxing is a business, them getting this game is also going to be a business as well. Now, a couple fighters that he put out there, and I know that the roster's always been one of those things that have been in the forefront. So he's talked about names like Triple G. He's talked about Floyd Mayweather, Mike Tyson, and I mean, Deontay Wilder, Anthony Joshua, Tyson Fury. All of these were names that he threw out in this video. Now, he did not confirm that any one of them were in the game, but he did basically let everybody know, like, hey, yes, we've kind of talked to these guys, minus certain other folks like Dillian White and AJ. I mean, he said he doesn't really deal with the guys, you know, from over in the UK. Understandable. But everybody's aware of Esports Boxing Clubs. For what it sounds like, is everybody is interested in getting involved. That is a huge plus. Now, mind you, when it comes to Anthony Joshua and Tyson Fury specifically, the big question with them was, being that they were in the UFC games, were they going to be so wrapped up contractually that they weren't going to be able to get into ESBC? It does not sound like that is the case. So when it comes to a roster, I think that this game, I know at this point that this game has the possibility of literally getting every name that you really want. I know a while back I said basically that the skies was the limit and basically anything was possible when it came to the roster. And I 100% still stand by that statement. Now, I want to throw one last thing out there because I really feel like these guys are really gearing up at this point towards early access. Now, mind you, we found out about early access and the release date being in summer, I think was back in March. I think that during the March update, that was when they said, hey, we're shooting for summer of this year for early access through Steam. Since then, we have to look at the breadth of work that they have kind of put in up to this point, right? I feel like since the last video, I feel like I have to go back and kind of point this out, right? So what fighters have been scanned since we found out then, right? Since back in March. You're talking Roy Jones Jr., Canelo Alvarez, Sinessa Estrada, Jamel Herring, Chris Cyborg, and Jorge Linares, Lawrence Okoli. I think those were the names that we have seen. Now, how many actual fighters that have been completely scanned up until this point? We don't know that. We don't know that number. We probably won't know that number. How many fighters are we going to get for early access? I've seen it rumored as to be somewhere around 100 fighters that we will be able to use during early access. I cannot confirm that that is actually the truth. All right. Do not take anything as gospel from me until you hear it from those guys. But that is one of the rumors that I've seen out there, that we could get somewhere in the ballpark of 100 fighters just for early access. Now, the big thing that they have always addressed and have talked to us about was gameplay, right? The gameplay, most of us agree. The majority of people agree that the gameplay we've seen looks good. As of late, since E3, there has been a lot of criticism out there about the way some of the punches look, the way that people are falling, they're hitting the ground, they look stiff. And look, when it came to the footage that we saw from E3, we have no idea at what point during the game's life cycle that some of those shots came from. They were new to us, all right? And I'll say that probably about 85% of the shots that we saw during E3 were new. What part of the life cycle they came from, we have no idea how old or new some of those shots were. That is why this next gameplay that is coming out, that Todd said will be coming next month, is so important. Now, I also want to point out that they said that early access, they were shooting early access for summer. September is actually the end of summer. What day, I don't know, but summer ends in September, which means they got until September to drop something for early access. We are really going to get a sense of how close this game is for early access by what we see in this next month gameplay trailer. Now, I'll say this, that this is where it could really get kind of sticky, man, because next month is August, right? If we get a gameplay trailer that the majority of the community is out there saying, this doesn't look good, this does not look prepared, this does not look ready, then you're not going to be able to stop people. The voices are going to keep going. I've already content with what I've seen. I don't care what they give me right now. If they gave me anything, I'm playing it. And I mean, I am playing it non-stop, all right? Because I'm cool with what I've got already from what I've seen, and I'm already ready to go. So anything at this point extra is just icing on the cake for me. But there's a vaster majority of people out there who need absolute perfection right now. Absolute perfection or nothing. I do want to remind everybody, okay? I want to remind everyone that this game is still in alpha, okay? That is why I'm so comfortable with everything that I've seen. The game is still in alpha. if they were saying that we are on the cusp of an actual full release with the things that we've seen, then I would agree. I would say, okay, I think this probably needs to be pushed back. We need a little bit more polish, all right? But the game is still in alpha, all right? I cannot repeat that enough. But I do believe that Steel City is out there really ramping things up and really getting prepared for early access. Next month is going to be a huge month. And I'll repeat some of the things that I said before. Another fighter show, a 10 to 15 minute exclusive gameplay trailer of all new stuff that has been revamped and re-looked at over the past 3 to 4 months. And I'll go out and say that I think some of the criticisms from some of the content creators and a lot of the community are probably being taken into heart, because we know that these guys listen. We've stated that multiple times. They've said it in the monthly update. So honestly, I cannot wait for the June update just to corroborate what it was that Todd Grisham said during the interview. So look, everybody stay tuned. I think, man, we got a lot coming on the horizon. There's going to be a lot of content coming soon. So everybody stick with it. Everybody stay tuned. Look, I know what I said in the last video, but now I have to go back, because that's what happens, right? You say something and then you turn around and you get blessed with information. And it's almost like you put your foot in your mouth. But everybody stay patient, all right? I was getting to the point, man, where I was just like, look, man, just give me something right now. Because like I said before, I'm content already with what I've seen. I'll play exactly from what I saw at E3. I'm straight. But we just got to hang tight, man. We got to hang tight. We got to stay patient. I said it before. Look, I don't care if they pushed it back. I'm not going anywhere. All right. Because I'm a fan, man. Like, I'm a fan of this sport and I'm a fan of this game. I'm just getting hungry, yo. Like, I'm getting so hungry right now. So this news is big news. It's huge news. I cannot wait until next month. I can't wait until the June update, because I want to know what's happening over there. I want to make sure, and I want to hear that they say, yes, we got a lot coming next month. So everybody stay tuned, man. As always, I appreciate y'all for coming back to the Coach's Corner. We just hit 850 subscribers, man. Yo, like 150 more, yo. We're almost at that 1K goal we set back a while ago, man. So look, y'all keep coming back, man. Tell your friends, your cousins, your aunts, your baby mamas, man. You tell them all to come subscribe to the Coach's Corner, man. And I'll catch y'all on the next one. Peace out.